Hello everybody, Cody here from Boss Poses 3D, and today I want to share with you guys my latest add-on coming to Blender Market here very soon called Test Pilot. And what this is going to allow you to do is test the aerodynamics of any 3D printed model, so you don't actually have to go ahead and test fly a model to see how the aerodynamics are. I made this as easy as possible, so this is all going to happen at the click of a few buttons, so you do not need any skill in Blender. So let's jump right in, okay? So the first option I added for you is a viewport selector, so all you have to do is click that and you can change the color of your viewports if you really wanted to. I'm just going to leave mine gray for now. And usually the first thing you want to do is click this create tunnel button. That's going to give you your wind tunnel, and you just want to make this more of a tunnel shape. I'm just going to leave my ball right here. This is where all of your smoke is going to come off of. You're going to notice you have other options up here like make blower. If you were to click make blower while you had another mesh selected, that would become the object for wind force. So you could animate a fan, make it a blower, and then you could see how your turbines and your fans work, and you can just kind of line them up and see how the airflow works, right? And I also added a button here for you guys called add blower, and this will just add a default blower into your scene so you can get jumped right in without any problems. So we're just going to push this back. We're just going to make sure this is kind of tilted up the correct way, okay? And then we're just going to run the simulation for now. So now down in your timeline, you're going to hit the play button, and you're going to notice that the simulation is going to start to run, and you're going to see all of the smoke. Perfect. Okay, so now that the smoke is really hard to see, I added a smoke color button here for you guys. So all you have to really do is bring this back to 1. Make sure this is highlighted, the ball right here. Choose your color up here at the top, so you could select it like so, and then just hit apply smoke color, and that'll be the next time you run the simulation, your smoke color will change. And I'm going to show you a couple other things as well. So up here you have a smoke resolution. It's always recommended to set this resolution to about 60 to 70. Yours will be 32 by default, as you see right down here in the default sim options. So make sure you select the domain, this outside box here, and you can just click this around and it'll automatically just set this to whatever it may be, right? So I'm just going to set this to about 65, and the reason for doing this is the higher the resolution, the more flush this will be with your model. So if you have a really good computer, just set it to 100 and it will be perfectly accurate every time. If your low specs, go down a little bit to like 60 to 50 or something like that, and you're going to notice when I play it back it's going to be a little bit more laggy. I am on a low spec computer at the moment, but we do have a lot better resolution on the smoke. So what we're going to do is bring this back now, and we're going to get an object to interact with the smoke. So in this case, say our drone. This could be a cube if you really wanted it to be, right? So we're just going to move this over. I'm just going to tilt this just a certain way so you can see the smoke come off of it, okay? So now that we have this, we have to do one option, because if you notice right now, if I were to run the simulation, the smoke is just going to go right through the cube, and the smoke is not actually interacting with the cube right now. It's going right through. We have to do one thing first. Just make sure this actually goes to 0 to reset the simulation, and you just want to make sure your box is highlighted, and you want to click simulate. And this is going to add an effector to it. So now when we play back the simulation, you'll notice that all of the smoke starts to bellow around the cube. So if this was our drone, you're going to start to notice that the smoke starts to change direction based on the air pressure around the cube, and you're going to see all the turbulence come off of the back, which is really nice. So if you had like a drone or something like that, like I said, you didn't need to go through wasting materials to test if it's aerodynamic. Just make sure you have a good resolution right here. You can create your own fans, your own turbines, anything your hearts do desire. So I could even go back and change my smoke color if I wanted, and just make sure this actually goes to 0. Hitting this back button down here on the timeline doesn't make it go to 0, so just drag it back there, and then you can just run your simulation again. Oh, got to apply the smoke color. There we go. I'm going to run the simulation again, and if you notice, now we have smoke. And it'll start to wrap over our cube, as you see right here, and it's going to show us all of the turbulence over at the end. So we can just let this run for a few seconds, and then you'll get like the clean stream of air. You can even send this out as pulses, so it just shoots like a bellow of air, one little ball, and bounces off, so you can see the contact points, right? So this comes in huge handy for me when I was developing drones and stuff like that. So I really do hope this helps you guys. I've also helped people develop RC cars that actually travel really, really quickly. So that's always fun to do as well. And again, you can change the smoke settings. You can make the smoke denser if you really wanted to. So you could change the temperature if you want to. All of those options are there for you. But if you're into just getting up and simulating, this is the way to go. And on the blower, you're going to notice that this arrow is here. What this is going to allow you to do is change the force of air on the, and you'll see how it goes much faster now, right? So that's just air force, so you can increase that by as many values as you wish. You can change the air pressure. You can even make the air pressure go backwards, so if you want it to suck, say if this was the fan and I made it a blower, and I made that fan the blower, right, and I animated it spinning, all I would have to do then is go back and hit play, and the smoke will get sucked right into that turbine or the fan. Just make sure you hit simulate on that so it does come in contact with that. But that's pretty much the gist of the add-on. This is going to save a lot of people tons of time because I've seen a lot of people on YouTube stressing about how much material they waste doing drone designs and testing aerodynamics. So I made this very simple add-on for you all, and I hope you all enjoyed today's video and my latest add-on. This will be available in the description of the video as soon as it's done verification on Blender Market. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good night.